No lecture this week. We're just gonna finish off the animation. All right, we can get right into it. Oh yeah, I got a bus. I could not find a model, so this will have to suffice. This is where we left off. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna keep breaking down the ending here. And yeah, so just this last part. Bit of a lead in. All right. Okay, let me wrap my head around this more. So, all right. Oh, I put the reference too. Although I don't think we'll need it for this part. This is just a grab. I mean, I'm looking at the reference here. I think the hand is like slightly kind of leading the action. Um, but actually what is important actually mechanics wise is that the foot places first and then we kind of lead in. Um, so that's pretty important because if you went right from there to like here, it doesn't look right. So you need to have that foot and then arm kind of separation. Uh, so yeah, let's just do that. So the simple thing would be to go to this frame. I'm going to take everything and kind of favor it like slightly backwards. Um, except the foot. I'm going to take that. I'm going to favor that forwards. Cool. I'll even take the cog and pull that a little back maybe. Forward, but up. Again, kind of like a parking. Uh, maybe like a little. And then this isn't in the reference, so I can just decide what to do with this arm. I'll probably favor it. Yeah, towards the end. Um, and then this other arm, we also take the head and kind of push it a little bit forward. And this other arm, let's see. I could like pull it down and kind of drag it. Yeah, like a flicking motion. Which might be fun. So pull this down. And then basically uh, zero this out. You scale, I think. Did they have? Okay, they don't have scaling on like an individual axes. I was gonna try and scale it this way to get some like drag or just some like smearing. Oh, I guess you can kind of do this. Good enough. Kind of getting this path kind of like leading from where we just came from. Yeah. Cool. And then let's take now this next breakdown. Pretty much just gonna go all the way. We're looking at the reference. You can it's probably like a little bit of like an overshoot. And then on this next frame, the head's already starting to like kind of lean towards our next direction. So you can get that in there, like the chest of it too. Already starting to lean. Can probably uh, overshoot this arm. Like this. Nice. And then this arm, I think I'm gonna want like a clear like grabbing pose. Or like basically like, is it's really nice on a grab. Like if you kind of go from like a closed hand to like just a fist, it's not really doesn't really show grabbing, but if you can really get a frame of like going from here to like this to this, it in one pose it feels overkill, but it makes it read really nicely. So I'm gonna kind of go for that. And then try and like somehow with the camera. That works. Kind of wish the grab was like out here a little more. So I could do that. So I think I want to move the hat. So do I have the graph editor open? Let's do that. So I'm just going to take my translate X and let hit off here. Let's see if you just kind of scale it like you scale it over a long period of time, it kind of hides it. So this shouldn't look too different from what we had. Yeah. kind of a good trick if you need to like if I need it to be here on this frame and I need it to be like further to the right, instead of just changing like in midair, making it like travel more and stuff, I'll just like kind of spread that change over time so it's not very noticeable. It kind of gets you out of a situation if you're stuck. See, I think that's working better. The grab's like more clear now. Can even rotate the hand like this. Oh, that's and I might even just for this frame scale it up, which should be the left hand. Just for one frame to really like not that big, but really just like exaggerate it. You can't really tell like this is the default. So it doesn't look scaled up, but it's just gonna read more clearly. Even on this grab, actually. I'll keep it scaled up. But yeah. It'll scale down as it moves, so it'll kind of hide it. Cool. And then I think the hat should react being grabbed a little bit. Um, just a slight bit of rotation, maybe like a tiny bit of scale. Yeah. Oh, it's the wrong. Okay. Boom. Maybe I was actually feeling a little soft, feeling like an ease in. So maybe I'll actually I might actually get rid of this frame. Just get all the arm. So I'm actually maybe just gonna already have it go right from here to grab, and I'll have to move the shoulder down to compensate for that. We'll get like straight in the arm. And then, oh, I gotta get rid of this scaling, I guess. Oh, yeah, so that's feeling snappier. We're sacrificing a bit of clarity. So maybe on this drag frame, I can drag it while doing that kind of open hand idea. Kind of get best of both. Yeah, it's not bad. And now I definitely want the hand I had to react this frame. And there's no formula for that. Um, I'm just trying to get some sort of movement so it's not pixel locked, but you can do kind of anything as long as there's just, it feels like there's some sort of like attachment. And maybe a bit more rotation. Down. I think I broke a constraint or something somewhere along the way. What have I done for this? Well, so I like how that grab's feeling. All right, so next, start going between here and here. Look at my reference. Here it's actually the arm that's kind of leading. Our arm's kind of coming up, our foot's kind of traveling back, and then the rest of the body's kind of just easing. So I'm gonna just do that. I'll start with the like kind of halfway. I'll take this arm. I'm gonna do it like, or actually no. I'm gonna pull it in. And what do I need to do here? We're switching the switching the hat. This one. Got rid of the visibility earlier. Okay, there. Just toggling the visibility on that. Okay. So yeah, this hand's kind of like it's kind of coming forward and back. So just getting that in. The shoulder should connect to the arm movement. So I'll bring that shoulder forward as well. And same with the chest. Should also kind of connect to that arm movement. We're also kind of leaning forward. So I'll get that head. I'm going to change the head angle here. Also have this leading that way. Oh, yeah, that could work. All right. Kind of leading with the forehead. Arcing down. Okay. And then this foot, we wanted it to come kind of inward. Okay, and then this arm comes back based on the reference. Okay. This might be too aggressive on the hat. So maybe I'll just do this. So it feels more like an arc rather than before I was like shooting out and back like really far. Probably would have been like flashing. Yeah, it might still be. But I can also animate it dragging. I don't have to be too strict here. It's not going down a pipeline or anything. Maybe we can change, we can hide the grip change. So now the tip of the hat's kind of more pointing back towards where it came from. It's creating a bit of a path. And then if I want to follow that philosophy, then this part should kind of be like this a little bit. Yeah, I feel better. Let's keep going. All right. Let's save. Okay. Right. Let's look at the right, reference. Okay, so we're basically like kind of spending the first half like getting onto this foot, and then the second half like pushing off of it. Um, we're still traveling forward because we're already like off balance and lean forward. We're also pushing off of this foot. Something I definitely want to capture is like going from this kind of bent leg to here. Like I don't want to keep the leg bent the whole time. I want to capture this straight leg, this push off, and then after we're pushed off, bend the leg. So let's do that. Um, I think I'll grab this and I'll do something like this. I'll just so I want to start with just the cog kind of movement. I think I'm gonna come this way. Right. And then we're pushing up on that last post. I want to probably bring it down a bit here. And looking, we kind of sink a bit from here to here. So I go up, down, up. This maybe I can't like that. I'll pull this back just a tad. Yeah, so for the run, I want the I mean we're gonna be easing in a little bit, but I want the translate is what is this X? Z in this direction, left and right. I want it to be like pretty even. I want to feel like a consistent movement, especially when we're talking with the cog. It's like cog is very like it's slow to start and it's very consistent. It's not very sporadic. Something like arms or like fingers, head. You can be more like random and sporadic. The cog is very much like I'm moving and I'm going and then I'm moving this way and I'm like shifting my weight and the moves are your curves are very like flowy and easing. So, here it's not going to be like we start moving and we get like a little burst and we go far and then it sticks for a second and then we go further. It's like the spacing is going to be very gradual. So I'm kind of working on that. All right, let's do our feet placements. So this one's already on the ground. Um, do these as well, these little micro controls like that. Okay. So we place it. The reference we're actually kind of like pushing off of it. Like we place it more upright and then we push off. We'll see how that looks. Change that. For this foot, we're actually still pretty much like just coming off the ground. Look at that toe still connected to the ground. And then that means our pelvis is gonna rotate like this way to support those leg movements. Our arm is coming like out. And then shoulder can support that. Chest is coming up as well. Cool. Our hand's kind of dragging back where it came from. And also out. Okay. And let's do this pose. And arms like swinging out. Get the shoulders support, probably get the chest to support. The head, again, the head's pretty stable in a run, so I'm kind of tracking my head here. Even though our cog is kind of going up and down, I'm tracking the nose and I kind of want it to be like generally heading up. This arm out as well. Oh, I want this toe stuck here. Feel like we're pushing off. And I think I'm actually gonna change this. I'm gonna have the ankle kind of follow the knee, like rolling over here. See how that looks. Well, that'll do for now. And then after we kind of get more poses in, I'll check the speed of like the cog and how it's accelerating and stuff and the rhythm and stuff, but I think that should be good. All right. Cool. I'm gonna look at the reference, but I kind of want to reference like just the way a run works in general, like the types of poses. Um, so here I kind of feel like we're in the down pose. So The down pose of a run is, first of all, let's get this foot planted. So I got the foot flat. Oh, wait. No, we're in the down pose here. I'm just gonna ignore the reference. Okay, so then actually, oh no, right. We're in the down pose here. So actually what I want to get here is the uh would be the contact pose technically. Yeah. So the contact pose, and we might have to adjust these foot placements of the poses we did earlier now that we're in here. The contact pose is kind of like the classic run pose. So I actually bend the leg up. Oh, I'm doing. Oh, I sped up the reference a lot. It's like, I don't think I can get all the poses in here. Because actually, here, let me pull up the run. So, um, yeah, we have the up pose and then we have the down pose. So we kind of need to hit both of these poses to get the run looking right. So I think we're going to do that. So this is our up pose. This is our down pose. So let's move it over. And then we can get everything in there. So yeah, we have the first pose, which is this. Um, so we're kind of like bent moderately in the air. And so I might pull this one back, actually back a little bit. This, I'll focus on the arms after. Just gonna do like the foot placements for now. And then next pose is gonna be foot down. I'm just gonna kind of straight ahead this. Foot placements. I'm just looking at the cock right now, trying to get that spacing feeling right. And then my foot, I'm just kind of imagining where it's gonna land. Something like that. Or actually, but it doesn't land yet on this pose. Because it's the straight foot, straight leg. And so I got ahead of myself. Let's do this. Then uh, the arms are pretty much in front. That doesn't make sense. Oh, the other arm? Oh, getting confused. No, I think this arm's still gonna be back. Because I want the opposite arm. I don't want to be like right leg and or screen right, what is left leg in front and left arm in front should be opposite, so should still be like yeah. Anyways, this should be fine. Okay. Yeah, I could probably pull this arm back a little bit, but that's the right idea, I think. I just got to do the foot placement. So I kind of just like building the pose first, like with the leg angles and stuff. And then now I'll kind of start tracking like, I think this feels good. And then I'll go to the next pose. I'll just select like everything that moves the character, so the feet and the cog. And then I'll go to the next pose and I'll just kind of eyeball it. So the heel should be about here. Put my mouse pointer on like where it should be and just make sure. Cool. It's feeling a bit slow, so I might actually end up putting it on ones, but we'll see. Let's just get all the poses kind of done. All right. So this is gonna end up like off screen. Oops. I'll just look at it from the perspective cam. So I'm just kind of imagining this foot, it's gonna kind of come up and land upon like this path, so that should be all right. And then we'll just take everything and between it halfway. And then basically this foot should be still here, except it's gonna be bent. And then, yeah, this car is going to be up. And then we can, I don't know if this would even end up on screen. No, no, maybe a tad. Just this arm. Actually, no, probably just hide it. Declutter the frame of it. Cool. So yeah. Cool. So I think all the poses are in there. I think it's just feeling like a tad even now. So I might just do a pass now of like animationing it up. It's feeling a little maybe too close to the reference, a little too realistic. So even though it's on twos, I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna take everything. I'm gonna save before I do this. And then, so kind of like when I retime my reference, I think I just want to hold the poses a bit more, just add some clarity and then make it more interesting. Um, so let's see. Maybe in this move here, I'll add a frame here. So I'm just using that hotkey I made that just adds a frame. Gonna add one frame in here. So on this like this kind of like looking to get that kind of obvious. And then I'm gonna take away a frame here when he goes for the grab. Actually, I might have added too many frames. Maybe just one frame there is good. And then when he starts going, I might actually speed it up as well. It's like, look, grab quick. And then I think having this slow time when he grabs it to like process, like he grabbed it, and instead of like grabbing it and instantly moving away, we give like a couple frames to like show like it's grabbed, like that's very clear. And then maybe we can take out a frame here just to get him like boom, going out of there fast. And then maybe this last frame will only keep him one frame. Just that foot so it gets out fast. Well, and then I'm just gonna examine like I kind of roughed in. I did a lot of like 50% tween machines. So I'm just gonna look for anywhere where I can just like push the spacing, like especially on these arms. Instead of feeling like running like this, maybe I could feel like really like favoring the ends so it feels like snappy. So like here, let's pull that back. The shoulder up. We'll do the same thing for the other arm. So here I'll still keep it up. Same thing here. And then same for the foot. Instead of it feeling like it's kicking up a lot between these frames, I'm just gonna stick those a little closer together. Same for the foot. I'll keep it. I'm gonna keep it moving through here. So it gets to here, and then we're kind of just chilling, and then boom, we stick it out. This hip is bearing weight here, so I'm probably gonna want to be more like that. And then when we stick out, I'm gonna want to rotate this hip. So this might actually be out here. We can get more height as well. And I kind of don't like how we're just kind of missing out on the run. So maybe I'll just add a very slight camera move as we start to go out. Just like there. Should be stepped. Really slow. It's really easy. Actually, instead of complicating it, uh, it's like delete keys. That did not work. Whatever. Delete. I'll just start. The camera the whole time can just be a little bit over. Cool. Cool. I think it's actually feeling pretty cool. Now I actually feel that push off as he goes off screen, and then we get a nice little like uh kind of flow out of the foot. And now we actually see this other arm kind of popping back. So that's giving that last feel of like thrust. So I think that was helpful. Cool. Yeah, for the run, like you can see the head stays pretty stable. And then we're just trying to get like pretty push spacing in the arms, like and yeah, same with the feet. Although I think I could maybe here bring this on. And I think I'll just add a little bit of like overlap to the hat so it's not feeling as stiff. So here, this is good. Kind of just that same principle of like keeping that tip kind of pointing to where it was before. Uh, this is fine. Maybe here I'll just. So then here we'll keep it going up. Wait, this. Actually, to be fair, I should be using actual hand controller rather than just turning the hat. So we get a bit of change in there too, like that. Any touch-ups I can do with the hat controller. I think that's pretty good. I think we can add like a smear as it's going out. Tone it down a little bit since it's being held for 2 frames. Or just for fun, pizzazz, can do a duplicate. So the trick on Spider-Verse was if you do, since everything is on twos, but smears like, are very visible on twos because they stick for too long. You even if the pose is held on two, you only have the duplicate show for one frame. It's like this. That should give like a cool effect. Pretty unnecessary, but just for fun. Like that. Boom. Because if you had it on for two, it might be a little hard to see over Zoom. I don't know how much lag there is, but you can like you can see it. You can see that there's like a floating hat there. It kind of catches your eye. So then just having it for one frame kind of creates this sense of like a movement kind of going out. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna touch up a couple things. Some like slightly weird spacing things. So I got this foot kind of coming through a little more. Um, there's like something weird on the reach. Yeah, I think we could just maybe use this arm or like break it up. Right, and that's kind of sticking there. This finger feels like it's touching, like it's on a wall in world space. So let's see. A little bit of dragging there. Maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, it's better. Now it's feeling a little soft. Now it's feeling like he's like kind of slowly reaching over it. So let's see. Maybe just maybe we only have the fingers drag. So the whole arm, just using the fingers a little bit. Yeah, it feels better. I put something in the chest as well. It's weird. Yeah, I think there's too much overshoot in the chest. Yeah, there's kind of like some weird, we just zoom in, there's kind of some weird like pathing here, kind of like going down and up. So I just kind of arced a little more, so now it's kind of coming around rather than just like, it's kind of a good trick. Like if you're moving something, try not to go like A, B, A, like back and forth to the same spot. Try and go like A, B, C, just to kind of not make it feel like it's on rails. So the chest there was kind of going back and forth, but if I kind of change where it bounces to. Cool. That's basically it for the demo. Does anyone have any questions about it? It's just like 5 weeks in the making. This it was a lot, but hopefully it's clear to everyone. The kind of the process I took. I'm gonna turn on the reference too.
So you would consider this like a finished blocking, ready to be shown to, I don't know, supervisor or.
I would not go this far without showing. Like
Okay.
I spent a lot of time like breaking things down. That if they had a note, like I could put this like just for let me save this. But I could take this whole thing and like bake it on like definitely fours, which is half the effort. And it would definitely like still read. Let me just see how that looks. This is on fours. Oh, and constraints a little or ignore the constraints, but like it's the same, the story and everything is the same, the poses are the same. So whatever issues, they have with this, they would or whatever issues they would have with it on twos, they would also have with this if they have anything. So you don't need, yeah, I would not break it down that much before showing. And then I usually like yeah, I wouldn't if I wanted to break it down this much before splining just to be like sure, I still wouldn't show that probably unless I got big notes on um the blocking. But even then, like my workflow I like to do is like get a rough blocking enough that shows the idea and then show that. And then if that gets and there's kind of like two paths then if it's like like they like it but they just have some small fixes, then the next time I show I'll show in spline because um yeah, I just want to keep going with it. If they're good with the idea, I'm just going to keep animating it. Um, and then if they have like notes and they want a different idea, then if it's a different enough idea, I'll probably just show like another rough blocking. Like I don't want to go too far with it before showing again. So I'll kind of just stay in a rough blocking till I get a buy off on the idea. Um, And by rough blocking, I don't mean like two poses. Like there's still like animation on it, but it could be on like fours, eights. Like it's just whatever the least amount of poses I need to kind of sell the idea. But if the way the character is moving in certain aspects is like important to the idea, then I'll definitely break that down further. But yeah, something like this, if I wanted to like break it down this much, I would have already shown it by now. And then this is just to make my life easier in Spline. Um, because like just for fun, I can spline it. I don't think this is gonna spline that badly. Yeah, like it's not too far. So breaking it down that much is oh, just to make your life easier in spline, but not necessarily to show anyone. If that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, and there wasn't really time to get into splining in this class, but like honestly, this would just need some like curve cleanup. But mechanics wise, I wouldn't really add anything now that it's on ones. Like the only thing I would do is if I had some extra frames, I would do more of like I would really make sure that things of like the foot placing down before the weight gets on, like I'd really make sure the foot's placing first and just accentuate those things. But other than that, like all the important mechanic stuff we kind of covered in this, so yeah. All right, I'll just stop sharing for now. So yeah, anything else on the shop before we get to some reviews? I can if it's helpful, I can play blast it and like put a link to it so at least you guys can watch it in like real time. I'll do that right now. But yeah, go let me know if oh crap, I don't have QuickTime. Let me install QuickTime on my computer. But if not, no questions, then you guys can throw some Sync Sketch links in the chat and we can talk mechanics. So I just have to install, I like reset my computer, and if you don't have QuickTime installed, you have to Play Blast as like an AVI, and it's like these huge like uncompressed files, which sucks. So you just have to install QuickTime to be able to Play Blast in like a MOV, which is like weird, but that's how it is. Okay, just installed that. So this should hopefully I don't have to restart my I think I do. But I'll also open up your guys' Sync Sketch in the meantime. Uh, okay, Nolson, yours is the session is oh no, my session is expired. Let's see. Okay, never mind. Yours is good. Cynthia's, yours is okay, yeah. So it's just Cynthia's. Yours is set to private. So you have to do you know how to change it to public? Okay, yeah, just make sure it's public. All right. Let's see it again. 1 second here. Okay, cool. That's play last day. Okay, cool. It's working now, Cynthia. Okay, and we'll just start gyms. I'll just go in the order there in chat. All right, let me share screen. Cool. So we got three. How much time? An hour or a little less than an hour? So about 20 minutes per thing. So I'll try and focus mostly on mechanics, but we can talk about like anything if you guys want. Or
Mm.
oh, sorry, wait, there's 2 shots in here. Or two. Okay, so 4 shots or 5 shots. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do you set up anything, any caveats?
For the first one, it's just a lip shot. I kind of think like it's finished, but at the same time, like at the start, I got some kind of a note saying like it feels not heavy and heavy at the same time. And I feel like I can't get it right. Like even though like I'm kind of not touching it at the moment, but I really want to know, like in your opinion, what makes that feel like it's like heavy but not heavy? Like it feels like she's faking it, but at the same time it looks heavy. Like, and I think the second shot is just like I'm still blocking it very, very slowly. Um,
Sure. So it's you'd rather like more time on the second shot because you're actually working on that one, but the
yeah,
first one is more just to like learn from.
yeah.
That's okay. Cool. All right. Did this finish also? Let me see. Um, nice. Okay. I'm just gonna post this Dropbox link in the chat. So yeah, you guys can just download that, I guess, or something. All right. No, that's not what I'm supposed to be looking at. Okay. All right, here we go.
Everyone's always asking me, Tilly, are you still in therapy? I say something like, I had a bad day, and they say, Tilly, are you still in
Wait, did
therapy?
the sound cut?
Something like, I had therapy.
Oh, sorry, it's me.
Are you still in therapy? Me.
Sorry, my sound cut. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
I have like sound issues this time for me. All right, sorry, I'm gonna go.
Everyone's always asking me, Tilly, are you still in therapy? I say something like, I had a bad day, and they say, Tilly, are you still in therapy?
That is super weird. It's cutting. My sound is cutting at the same point in the animation.
And they say, Tilly, are you still in therapy? Are you still in therapy? Everyone's
Sorry, that's so weird. Um, anyways, we're just gonna. It's a nice shot, by the way. Sorry, technical. It looks good. I'm just the ending's like looking on my PP for some reason, so I'm just gonna focus on the start, and that's the part we want to look at, right? Just the first like 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, 30 frames.
30 frames, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's just take a look at that.
Everyone's always asking, Tilly,
Cool. And we don't need the audio. Cool. I think there's like, I think basically the reason you're getting that note is that you're like close. Like it does feel heavy, but there's also certain things that it's it's like it's you're doing certain things right and then just lacking a few things. So it's like basically almost there. So it does feel heavy, but it's not, there's something like slightly off about it. Um, so just looking through it, like if we're looking at her center of balance. Oh wait, I plugged in my Wacom. Okay, eraser. Nice. Uh, so basically, if we're thinking about like center of balance, she's like kind of off balance, but I feel like you could, um, it's kind of similar to that shot we looked at where the the guy with the big like ball of candy in the first class, like he was like super, leaned away from his center of balance, and that really made it feel heavy. So if you want to make this box feel like super heavy, you want to basically look like she's gonna completely fall over if she would let go of the box because of how much it's kind of recentering her balance. So to me, like if the box wasn't here and this is her arms and she's sticking out her leg here and like this is her center of balance, like yeah, she's like a little off balance, but I could kind of believe that someone could like hold this pose. So like what I think would help is um keep like her hips are in a good spot, and then you can kind of like kick this leg in a little bit, slightly like this way. And then like for the torso, it's gonna be a bad drawing, but like and then the box looking green. If you get something like this, like now that's feeling like, you know, much heavier. Actually, you probably wouldn't want to, I think you actually leave the leg where it is, like straight down. But, or even like the leg might want to be, sorry, this is getting messy now, but just do, you might want to even like bring the legs back. I mean, I know she's gonna walk, but anyways. You get the idea. Like just push that lean. So now her center of balance is like here, which is like way behind her legs. So I'm really thinking that that box is like carrying her. So that would just be like an overall posture shift. Like same thing for here, you know, she's not really, she has like a slight lean back, but if this box is heavy, like first of all, we're gonna be like engaging the shoulders a little bit to like lift it up. Then second of all, I'm gonna want like a lean back here. So that we actually feel like you're gonna want to get like there's like a slight kind of curve in the arms now, which is curves are a softer form and straights are a stronger form. So like even if she's like mildly relaxed, like um you're still gonna want to like even if she can basically actually kind of be relaxed and stand still if she gets into a position where she's leaning back far enough where the box is kind of just holding her weight and or like kind of holding her balance in the right place, but she's still gonna have to kind of like keep those shoulders like slightly activated, and the arms are definitely gonna be like pulled down from the weight of the box. So it's not like she needs to be like, you know, fully like ugh, like pulling to lift it up, but just this slight posture and off balanceness, or not. Her pose should look off balance if the box wasn't there, basically. But with the box, it balances it out. So yeah, a slight lean back, and then yeah, just activating the shoulders, a little straighter arms. Um, and then on this lift up, like I like this pose. Can I mark the frame? I'll just do this.
Always ask
And then I like this pose. There we go. These are good. But if we look at our breakdown, there's not really any lead and follow. It's kind of like everything's coming up together. So if I go like kind of halfway, see how like the head, like everything's kind of just splining kind of halfway. So if you want to feel it heavy, she's gotta like she's gonna like lean back first and then kind of use that momentum to like pull it up. So basically like your breakdown should look like the head further back, kind of like back that way. Hold the shoulders up. And then you want the box to be like still kind of where it was. And then you can get to like here. And I think this is better where like you see how her center of balance is like it's a little off. I mean, it still could be pushed more, but you have the right idea where the cog is like forward and she's like leaning back. And you know, you got the shoulders activated here. I think you could push that more. Just for a posing thing, like I would like find a way to get the head kind of down here and like the shoulders up. For this pose specifically, you'd probably want that like no neck kind of feeling. But yeah, so you'd want to like lead with the head, like. So this is just like again, it's like half right. Like this pose is good and this pose is good, but then it's just the breakdown's just a little inaccurate. And then see, this is good. Like the way she places it down, she's leading with the box, and then her body's following through. So that's great. And then the only thing is she kind of just eases into this, then kind of starts going again. And I would just want to feel like a slight bit of resolution there. So it's not like place the box and come forward. It's like just a little bit of like little shoulders, little head, just a little bit of like place and kind of like overshoot so that it feels like she's not like fully in control and just easing. It's this like kind of just resolution feeling. But that's pretty much it. Like it's just some small adjustments for that part.
Always asking me.
But hopefully like after the class thinking about those things, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see your camera, so
Yeah, it makes sense. Is my mic off?
wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Wait, wait, can you talk?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my sound went out, but I didn't notice. Hello, can you talk now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, were you talking? Were you replying to me?
When you were asking questions, yes.
Okay. But no one said anything before that was missed.
Actually, during like your during lecture, like no. I was
Okay,
I was just
okay.
listening.
Okay, cool. Man, my audio is so weird. Anyways, yeah. So sorry. Does that make sense? Good.
Yeah, so makes total sense.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna reshare. All right. Let's take a look at this. Cool. Cool. Just gonna mute the sound. Cool. So I'm not sure if you're like, if there's any reference for this that would contradict me, which is totally possible. But thinking about if we're moving this way, we're gonna want a lean, which you have here, which is good. But then the next frame we're kind of like the head's kind of going backwards. So I think like we want to keep the head and body kind of still moving in this direction. Like forward and then here. We can start to come up a bit here. Even here, I think I would still. I don't know, just thinking about like the center of balance, we're kind of like between the 2 feet here. So I'd like to see, I think where I put the head is like a bit too far, but I think I'd like to see the chest just a little over here. The head. So I'm drawing like a circular head. He's got like an oval head. Yeah. Just something like that, like a little more lean. And then like I'd also like a little more connectivity in the body, especially the shoulder. On the hand poses look nice. But you can see there it's just a little more like connected throughout the body. Um, um, and then we're kind of like pushing off the foot here. So I think this feels all right that there's like we're dragging the head this way. I think that's cool. And then we got like, yeah, nice like resolve and like catching the weight. So that's good. You're like placing the foot before the weight gets taken. So that's good. Nice resolve there. Cool. We're like leading with the hips here. I think for this move, so I think this frame's good. And then for this, I'd like to see like just a little more lean. Same thing here, just like a little more. Maybe not down as much. What? Oh, weird, it deleted the wrong frame. Let's see. Oh, okay, everything's deleted. Might undo that. Okay. Well, anyways. You can just check the recording, I guess, for if you wanted to see those, but I think it's
Yeah.
pretty like simple idea. But yeah, here, so like maybe like a bit more lean. Just like, and then here as well, but you can keep the head kind of up. I was just drawing it too low before. Because then we're gonna go into here, and I think this is fine. I think I maybe like get the hips out a little more. And this is cool. Yeah, I'd like lead with the hips a little more. So like in here, you can see like the arms are pretty isolated. So for something like this, I want to feel like there's gonna be a little, I'm gonna exaggerate it, but there's gonna be like a little, if I'm whipping my arms out, there's gonna be just a little kind of reaction in the chest. So try and, think about those things. You're doing a bit with the shoulders, but even the shoulders are a little stiff. So just try and get the whole body involved. This too, like here to here is like a huge arm move, but the chest is basically in the same pose. It's kind of like rotating like back, but I'm not feeling any like twist this way. So yeah. Oh, and my sound went again. Is it? So weird. Um, yeah. Yeah, like sorry, there's like, there we go. Same thing here, like try and get like maybe the shoulders down a little bit. So you can like get them up here. And then this kick up. Yeah, I think it's the right idea where we're like shifting forward and kicking up. So I think that's good. This is good. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. That makes sense?
Yep. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. Nice posing. All right, let's move on. This is Nolson's, right?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, sorry. Anything like caveats or
Not really. I just wanted like your global opinion on the shot,
cool.
and yeah.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, there's a nice weight in here. There's a couple little spots that bump me, but overall it's feeling good.
Okay.
I would say like so this feels good. I would say almost. I think we want to, so like we get the heel planted. And then like you're kind of combining this move forward with the heel planting. Actually, no, that might be fine. I think maybe you'd want to get this foot planted like on this pose. Just like a tad earlier. So yeah, just like a tad earlier because right now it feels like we're kind of like putting weight on the foot before it's planted. And then here, these are kind of moving together. So I like to see like just a like we plant the foot and then we kind of like shift onto it. But it's just like a minor adjustment there. And then on this move, like I'd love to see a bit of resolve. So instead of just like it's just like a lean, it could be like a little like especially with this arm, like a little bit of like very
Okay.
small, but just little shoulders, little twist, little like swing with the arm, and just a little. I think I'd basically drive it with the gun like blaster, and then just see how that would affect the rest of the body. So if I overshoot here, it's gonna like pull my shoulder a little bit, and then that's gonna have like a little, you know, I'm really like to exaggerate, but it's like if it comes in, it's like
Okay. Yeah.
there's gonna just be like, some resolutions throughout the body. Uh very minor, but I think it's just feeling like a little like it just eases in. I'll break up there. Like here it's feeling nice. Like you lead with the head and then the blaster kind of follows afterwards. Um but I still think you could add like a couple of like overshoots and stuff in there. I know this is still blocking. Um but yeah. Cool. Nice. So and I like the little like lean to like, move forward. That's feeling good. Like lean, then go forward. It's good. I like this step here. That's good. And then the one thing that just bumped me was this last step here too. It feels a little like from like here onwards. It feels like our upper body is like not really moving much, and this foot's just kind of like our upper body's kind of just moving, and our foot's, I don't know what my camera's showing, but like the foot's just kind of like placing itself, and I want to feel like I need to see like
Yeah, it
I
kind of
want to
look like
still be
this in
leaning like
perspective.
this way towards camera a little bit. So we're still leaning a tiny bit, and then we place this foot, and then you kind of have it with the hips where the hips kind of like keep going after the foot goes, but I kind of want to see that in the rest of the body as well. So we place the foot and then we kind of like settle. And again, there'd be like a bit of resolve and like overshoot. So it's like we place and then kind of just place, come over and like overshoot instead of just place my foot and then now I'm not moving. It's feeling like a little incomplete of a movement. I want to like place and then come over. Cool. And then this move is feeling pretty good. On this first move though, we're kind of leading with the hips, but I feel like I would maybe want to like lead with the shoulder and the head. This way. So then here would be like actually here I could even like this like out. Yeah, and then obviously like you haven't done that breakdown yet, but like getting this like midair pose. And then I might just like drag this stuff a little more. Getting like a squash on the ground where the legs like come in. So just landing with like the back first. And then when we come up, we're like still dragging. I might like push this out. And I would actually maybe keep his hand on the ground as we come up. Like push up. Do it like this. And then this arm can come up. Whatever that's going to be. Yeah, just something like that. I think it's pretty close.
Okay.
It's just like pushing. I don't think I really got this lean right, but I guess this would still be bent, and then you like push off this. Yeah, I think maybe that's the feeling you want, like pushing off this screen left leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna help. Get a pose where you push, you start leaning, but this foot stays on the ground and you're like pushing off it. And this foot you're kind of like pivoting kind of like this way on. Yeah. That's a good start. And then one other thing just at the end, like I think you can push this idea more. First of all, in like posing, like this shoulder's a little weird. I'd probably like bring it up here. Got like some nice straights. And then like I don't know, it feels weird to like
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess you would. I feel like the shoot would be more of like a rotation though. Like I feel like when I do that, it's like it's not like I'm doing this, like translations, or like just that kind of a feeling. And like our cog isn't really moving at all. Neither is our chest. So even if you don't want to move the cog, like if you want it to just be like a like kind of stable, I still want to feel like some more and like a little bit in the chest maybe. It just feels a little isolated and like incomplete. Compared to how like big this like finishing move is. Like it's kind of weird that he's like, all right, I'm done. Like he's just kind of like doing this little thing, and then it's like, all right, now I'm gonna stand up and put away my blaster. It was like could be more of like a like, and then like maybe he kind of like kind of keep the same, just live in that pose and kind of just like put it away and maybe have like a slight stand up, but not a big like I'm gonna put it away now kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's still blocking, but the way you're getting into it is a little weird. Like he's just kind of standing up and moving over, but we're gonna want to feel that um like we're going right from here to here. He has a lot of weight on this back leg and he's just lifting it. So, you know, he's gonna have to like weight transfer over, lift up, lean, place, like those little things. So just kind of the stuff we talked about, like weight shifts in class and like taking weight off the leg and moving it on. You'd want to get all that in there. But I don't think this pose at the end is like as strong as the other poses in here. So I'd either make this pose like super sick at the end, which to me would probably be like more bent, like lean forward. I don't know, the hand on the hip feels like a little weird. I would probably just keep the hand out, like this hand like down or something. Something more like superhero-y or like, I don't know, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I check if my sound works, which it doesn't, and I'm gonna plug this and plug it back. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. And then we have 2 from Cynthia in here. Anything particular to mention? Any caveats?
I put 2 in there, but either one is fine.
Okay, cool. And these
Yeah.
are any like, or are they?
No. Yeah, no caveats or anything.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll take a look at both. Nice. Cool. I think this is definitely the stronger one, so I'll probably look at the other one. Or I will look at the other one. Yeah, I think this one's like feeling nice. There's a nice like you got like the crouch down, you stand up, and then like we're leading with the body and then the board comes after. So yeah, simple, but like feels good. All right, let's take a look at this one. So first of all, like I don't think the camera's doing you justice or doing you any favors because there's like this, she's kind of locked into frame for these first like 8 frames. And then she just starts like zooming across the frame. And I don't think, to me, that looks more like a camera thing. I could be wrong. But whatever's causing that, whether it's like a speed up, oh yeah, even on this first frame, she like kind of pops. So whether it's a camera thing or her speed thing, I would definitely kind of lock this in at the start. I would have her like kind of staying within the same like camera space. And if you want to have her go from like here to over, then I think it just has to be more gradual because right now it's like she's very like it feels like the camera's like tracking her. And then it just like she just starts going. So it's I think just a little more ease or just like when she gets to here, you could position the camera so she's still like over here. I think that would be fine. Cool. And then so I'm just feeling like her feet, she's moving like a lot in her upper body around here. And the feet are feeling like pretty locked, especially like because they're not actually flat on the board. There's like a little gap I can see here. So like even if your feet if your feet are flat, fully flat on the ground, it's easier to like move and do this without them moving. So but if they're not, like your heels are gonna I can't really demonstrate this, but basically like if you like you're gonna kind of like go on your toes and get your heels off the ground. So I think you should just first of all I would like kind of make sure like this is actually flat on the board, I think. I don't skateboard, so I might be like wrong on that. Unless it was on purpose that it's like kind of just supposed to be like a toe and then a break. But if it is, I would make that like more obvious, maybe. If that's like a deliberate choice to only have the toe on. So I would just kind of pick one or the other. But then here, like, I would keep like maybe this foot planted. But then when she comes up, like, raise this heel as the body comes up. So like we're maybe like planted here. And then we raise the heel. And then when we squat down, and you're kind of doing that here. But I just want to see like fully plant this. And I want to see on this frame, like I just want to see a break in the foot, like the toe and then the ankle like coming up as like two kind of like a distinct kind of angle break here and here. So it's more clear. Cool. And then so what was successful in the other one that I think you need to try and implement here was that in the other one you had two frames of the body fully extending here while the feet are still planted down and the board's still on the ground, which is kind of creating the momentum for the jump. But here, your board is actually like coming up at the same time. And like, again, like maybe you're doing like a kickflip kind of thing, but maybe that is actually how you do it. But I would just take a good hard look at some reference and like disprove me if I'm wrong and kind of figure that out. But
This does
I feel
have
like
a
you would probably want to have at least one frame of, so you're like flat here. And then like in one frame, kind of like get the body up here, roughly. And then the board like still down here. And then even just like for one frame, if there's that separation, I think that would feel better. And maybe like, you know, up here or something. And then I would try and like foreshorten this arm a bit. So kind of thinking about like the first week about like building the pose for like where we want to look. Right now the arms are kind of drawing my attention equally and it feels a little like awkward. So I would maybe pose her like something more like this. So we have one hand out and this other hand is still like straight, but it's like posed at camera a little bit more. So it just because Ranish is very like T-posed to camera a bit. So just trying to get a bit of twist and kind of just uh placing it like at camera a bit. And then that kick is cool. This like smear is cool, but kind of like we're with the hat, I think it's on screen for too long. So it becomes like an effect you see rather than like a smear that you feel. So I would just do like, if I was gonna draw it. Just gonna paint it out and then redraw it. Um, oh, also whatever you did the smear in, like, oh no mind. I was wrong with that. Yeah, so I would do like based on the big spacing jumps, I would do it. So like here, like I would kind of do something. And then maybe it like, that looks weird, but sure, something like that. And then you can like kind of just end. And then on like the next big spacing jump like here. That might be bad. I don't know, but maybe like I would like underplay it more. Oh, it's kind of it's having a hard time loading it. But like, yeah, basically just like only a couple frames and more subtle so that you just feel it. And only on like the big spacing changes. Something like that, I think would actually work well. And then just try and get something like a little more interesting with the hands. Right now they're just like paddles. So, you know, like if she jumps, they're like more crunched, and then she comes up and they like pop out into like something like that, like just a little more interesting. And make sure we're supporting the hips. So the hips might be a little more like this way. You can get like point the toe like a really nice straight. And then even like shrink this leg a little bit. And this is cool. But yeah, like I might like foreshorten this, get the thumb here, and then like something like that. This is like the back of the hand. So one hand kind of camera, and then the other hand like kind of doing like that or something. I don't know. It's a little more visually interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, and the other thing is like the board feels a little stiff. So if the rig allows it, like when she's doing all this shifting, you know when I like when we grab the hat and I kind of just like tilted it and rotated it a little bit just to not make it feel like stiff and CG. Whenever she's like doing something in on the board, like if she's bending down, just try and like rotate it like towards us. Just the board. I mean, if it's all one piece, then you might have to with the wheels a little bit, but ideally, like if the wheels can stay like on the ground, but then there's the top board part does a little bit of rotating. And if you can't, just try and cheat it by like not making the wheels look like they're coming off the ground, but just getting that little bit of rotation in there. Because we're gonna see through all of this, it's kind of just staying like on the ground. So whatever you can do to give it a little bit of life would be cool. But yeah, the main thing is just get this like momentum and the camera, the relationship with her and the camera feeling a little bit better, and then the mechanics of this jump up. Like just breaking it up by like one frame, I think will help. But I like the spacing on like the kickoff flip thing. And now I'm gonna check if my sound broke. And it did. All right. Whoa, where'd everyone's cameras go? Is everyone still here?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay. I just saw like I went back to Zoom and it's like no cameras, no mics. I was like, God, did I like disconnect or something? Just been having so many issues. Yeah. Does that wait, is Cynthia still here? Oh, I guess she had to go.
Hmm.
Well, anyways, it's all recorded. So cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Hopefully that was helpful at the end, like kind of putting it into like real life examples.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's tools to think like every situation's unique, so hopefully you guys can take these tools and use them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
personally, I think that it was very helpful because I was doing my shot like yesterday, and all those things that you said during the class was popping in my head. So yeah.
Okay, sick. Yeah. Yeah, and like you got to do it too, because I know always like when I watch an animation like lecture or like demo, you're just watching them doing, you're like, yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Like, yeah, that's obvious. And then you go to do it and you're like, wait, what was I supposed to? And it's just like blank. So get that practice in and like yeah, like definitely like apply those ideas, but that's good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that it was helpful. Um, cool. So yeah, if there's no final question. Oh, Cynthia's back. Connecting to audio. Give her 1 second. Oh, no worries. I just finished reviewing your shot, but it's all recorded, so you can just take a look at the end. Yeah, cool. Any last thoughts, concerns, questions, anything before we're gone forever?
Not from me.
All good. Thank you for the lectures. Like it really like kind of made me think while animating a lot these days.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Cool. All right, well, we can end it there. Thanks so much for coming to the class.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. See you guys. Oh, I guess if you guys ever want to, I don't know, reach out for any reason or whatever, this is my email. Yeah. Have a good rest of the week.
All right.
And see you guys sometime.
Yeah.
Not next week. Next week I get off. Oh, yeah, wait, Cynthia. Yeah. You can ask a question. Where? Do you want to just type it? Yeah. Not off the hook yet. Yeah, no worries. Do you just want to type your question? I think it depends. I think if it's done well, a moving camera is better in the sense that it just creates more energy. But if done poorly, it's worse. So not that your camera's done poorly, but that like spacing, I'm not showing my screen anymore, but that spacing jump at the start, like that bumped me. And that's a camera thing, so that's not your animation. But I think if you fix that, it would be good. Like I think the shot works better that the camera's like following her. And it would be like definitely not as cool if it was just like a static camera and like a wide shot and she just like jumped off. Like I think the moving camera is better. You're not really expected to do like camera work as an animator necessarily, but I mean, at the end of the day, like you're animating the character's like relationship to the camera. So it's definitely like a useful skill to know how to animate a camera and like play with that relationship. So I would say like yes, it's better, but make sure it's supporting your animation and not creating like issues or something where things are like countering each other and it being weird. Like polish your curves like you'd polish a character and like make sure it's easing properly, make sure there's offset. Like if you imagine a real person, it's not going to be like robotic where like everything's moving together. There's going to be like a little bit of like overshoot, and kind of the same mechanics principles apply a little bit. I always like to imagine like it's a physical camera person like holding the camera, and like how is that gonna affect things? Like if they're following this person, they're not really gonna follow them perfectly like exactly pixel. They're gonna be like a little bit delayed because they're trying to track the person. They don't know what they're gonna do next. So like just a little bit of delay, and then yeah, again, like kind of breaking up the axes, and like slight bits of overshoot are nice sometimes. So yeah, I like to do that. Yes. Do I teach somewhere else? No. I only teach at Animal Warriors. Um, yeah, I post like random stuff online, but I don't want to plug. I don't want to plug like not Animal Warrior stuff during my Animal Warriors course. But if you use Google, you know, you can find it. But no, I'm teaching is exclusive. Animal Warriors. So far, and are there any classes you'd recommend to take the Hellson animating? Yeah, I mean, drawing definitely helps. I don't know how much, like if I don't know what kind of schooling you're doing, if you're doing like a brick and mortar school that has like drawing classes, or if you're doing like purely online. Um, if you're doing online, like I think it definitely helps to do some sort of drawing. Like I'm not the best, obviously, as you saw my drawings. I'm a little out of practice, but like I'm always thinking about kind of drawing principles when I'm animating. So I definitely think it would help. I don't think you need it, but um, yeah, it's hard to say what I'd recommend for classes. I think honestly, like I don't think the type of class you're taking is necessarily the most important thing. I think the important thing is like showing up and doing the work and like being consistent with your practice. Um, Something like analogy I heard when I was studying, when I had like a teacher at Disney, and he said like you guys are trying to do the same job that I'm doing, and I'm doing this for 40 hours a week. So that's my baseline. I'm already good. Like he's saying, like I'm already good enough to do this job, and I'm still doing it 40 hours a week. So like you need to at least get in that much practice, ideally, if you're kind of studying and learning on your own, because you need to like you have catching up to do basically. So yeah, I wouldn't really like hyper fixate on the type of class, but the important thing is just that you're like, if you just take all these classes and don't put the time in to actually properly practice and learn, it's not gonna do you any good. Like I took drawing classes when I was like first starting out, and I would like attend the class and I would like pay full attention during the class, and then the the like assignment would be like submit like 3 drawings, and the class is on Saturday, and on like Friday, I would do my 3 drawings, and I improved so little because the point of the homework wasn't to do 3 drawings, it was to do 200 drawings and put your 3 best and like do draw every day and not draw, you know, the night before. So that's kind of something I learned, like, you know, it's the important aspect is just the practicing and learning. So yeah, that was a long spiel. I don't know if that answered your question. Hopefully it did. But yeah. The short answer is like, yes, figure drawing is good. But yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah. See you around. Take care, everybody.